Hello, my name is Harits, and today I would like to present you about the second operating system entitled File System Interface. The contents are file concept, access methods, directory structures, file system mounting, file sharing, and protection. File concept contiguous logical address space. The types of data are numeric, character, and binary, and then programs. Contains defined by files creator. Many types consider text file, source file, and executable file or .exe. File structure. None is a sequence of words or byte. Simple word structure is line, fixed length, variable length, and complex structure is formatted documents and relocatable file. Can simulate less 2 with first method by inserting appropriate control characters. Who decides is operating system itself and the program. Basic file attributes: its name, identifier, type, location, size, protection, time, date, and user identification. Here's a more file attributes and its meaning. File type extensions. This is another file type extensions. So for instance, is executable means you can ready to run machine language program. Just like when you open command prompt, for example, is notepad. Notepad is an .exe or executable program. So when you type in notepad here, it will launch automatically. And then objects, source code, batch, and so on and so forth. Common file operations is create, read or write, seek, delete, append, set or get attribute, open file or close file. Open file. Several pieces of data needed to manage open files: open file table, file pointer, file open count, this location of the file, and access rights. So if you don't have the access to open the file, you cannot open them. Access methods: sequential and direct. Sequential means read, write, reset, no read after last write, then you can rewrite. Direct is fixed length logical records. Sequential direct access. We can use command cp, read cp if you want to read, and if you want to write cp equals cp plus 1. Other access methods can be built out of base methods. General involve creation of an index for the file, keep index in memory purpose, determination of location of data to be operated on considered UPC mode, plus record of data about the item with too large index in memory of the index on disk. So that what this means is if the file is too big, it will be put on the disk to be executed later. If the file is small, it will be put on RAM or even CPU cache. This is the example of index and relative files. Disk structure. This can be subdivided into partitions. This or partitions can be write protects against failure. This or partition can be used raw without a file system or formatted with a file system. So if we want to use a disk, we have to partition them. For example, C drive and then D drive, and then we can put anything in that partition, and then we can use them. Without partition, this won't work. This is a type of file system organization. Types of file system: directory structure. This collection of nodes containing information about all files. Information in a directory entry is name, type, address, current length, maximum length, that last access, that last updated, owner ID, and protection information. Directory operations performed on a directory is a search for a file, create a file, delete a file, list a directory, rename a file, traverse the file system. Directory organization characteristics is to obtain efficiency, naming and grouping for easier access. Single level directory. A single directory for all users. So this is from the root and then into the folder. Two-level directory. Separate directory for each other. Use of path name can have the same file name for different users. Provides efficiency searching. No grouping capability. The main problem is valid 0, 1 infinity period support. Three structured directory components is the root, and then is basically a subfolder. Directory path names. From this one is from the root, and then directed into the folder and then the subfolder. Three structured directory. Provides efficient searching, has grouping capability, current directory, working directory, CD, spell, mail, program. Type is less. Use absolute or relative path name. Creating a new file is done in current directory. Creating a file rm file name. Creating a new subdirectory is done in current directory mkdir dir dash name. Example: if in current directory mail mkdir count, then the mail will open this. Deleting mail, deleting the entire subtree routed by mail. Delete a click graph. It's like this. Directory graph directory have shared subdirectories and file entry may have two different names, aliasing. If dict delete list, then a pointer, the solution is back pointer. So we can delete all pointers, variable size equals a problem, and an entry hold count solution. Shared file. This is the example. And here's a general graph directory. File system mounting. A file system is mounted before it can be accessed. An unmounted file system is mounted at a mount point. So this is basically in a disk or your internal to be mounted first, and so then we can use it later. This is the example of file system mounting. File sharing. Sharing of files on multi-user problem is desirable. Sharing may be done through a protection scheme. On distributed system, files may be shared across the network. This is the remote file system. The mounting of remote namespace. The failure mode. Often systems have failure mode, for example, corruption of directory structures or other non